Till then, I'll give a brief introduction about myself and about what Android Study Jams is. So, my name is Devansh, and I am the lead for Developer Student Clubs, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth University, College of Engineering, Pune. Uh, the Google developers have launched a program called Android Study Jams, wherein they encourage you to learn a bit more about Kotlin, about app development in Kotlin, and how do you guys get started with app development in Kotlin. That's what that's what all the event is all about. And then we have Abhishek Dubey, who is our Android Study Jams facilitator, and he'll be a facilitator and guide for throughout the Android Study Jams program. And so we'll wait till 5:3 or 5:5, and then Abhishek, I'll hand over Abhishek the tech, and he will be taking over this rest of the session. Till then, you guys can feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. If you guys have any queries about the goodies associated with the study jams program, you can feel free to ask. Hey, so we'll be starting off with the session. Hello everyone. Very warm welcome to everyone. My name is Devansh, and I am the lead for DSCBB. And we are starting off with a Android Study Jams. It's a program for beginners to novice to advanced developers who want to learn app development with Kotlin. We did an Android facilitator. His name is Abhishek Dubey. He'll be talking about what Android Study Jams is, how it is important for you guys to know about Android, and how it can help you in your career. He'll be talking about what the program is about, what are the tracks about, and how do you go about installation environment to get started with Android app development Kotlin. So I'll hand it over to you, Abhishek, and we can go ahead with the event.
Thank you, Dimash. Hello, guys. Welcome, everyone, to this introductory and environment setup session. Let's start off with this session with a little introduction. A bit about me. My name is Abhishek Dubey, and I'm a third year student I'm third year student pursuing electronics engineering. I'm a core technical team member for Developer Student Clubs, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Deemed University College of Engineering, Pune. Currently working with an awesome tool and framework called Flutter, exploring and learning the limits of deep learning with GANs. It's a type of neural network. Learning working of Linux kernel drivers, and in the remaining time, learning some Rust and TypeScript, the programming languages. Okay, so moving on, let's kick off this session with a brief overview of what Android study jams are. So, what are Android study jams? The Android study jams are like study groups for students and developers to learn how to build responsive and performative Android apps. As the times are tough this year, we'll be conducting these jams virtually, either on Google Meet or YouTube live sessions. This study jam is facilitated by DSC Bharati Vidyapeeth Pune. So first off, where to start? So there are two tracks available for you to join, and the first one is new to programming track, and it is for the people who are not so much familiar with programming languages and are just starting to learn. We will be covering everything from very basics of the Kotlin programming language. The second one is a prior programming experience track, and is for those who already have knowledge about different programming languages and are comfortable working with them. We'll be starting from Kotlin basics for Android and then continuing from there. Stay tuned for further upcoming session details. So, as you can see, the first one is the new to programming track. The prerequisites for this track are the basic computer knowledge and math skills for the programming language. And the curriculum used here is Android Basics in Kotlin course with 6 different pathways. You can see here, these are the first 4. The first one is Introduction to Kotlin. The second one is Create your first Android app. Third is Build a basic layout. Fourth one is Add a button to an app. The durations are given in the brackets, as you can see. And some complex ones are of longer duration. The last 2 are get user input and display a scrollable list. So as you can see on the right side, there are also badges. So you can also earn badges for every pathway you complete, and they will be automatically displayed on your Google Developers profile. You have to also set up your Google Developers profile for these badges to be earned. More on that in the next session and in the upcoming sessions. This is the prior to programming experience track. In this track, things will be a little more advanced than the previous one. The prerequisites are familiarity with other programming languages and how to use an integrated development environment, and some familiarity with version control systems like GitHub and GitLab and all. The curriculum used here will be Kotlin cons and its exercises. There are 10 pathways, as you can see here. Starting from the first is build your first app, then build an interactive app, then the layouts. Then there is navigation, then there is activity and fragment life cycles. The complexity of it increases. Then there are architecture components, and then how to use databases and recycler views. Then the last 3 are connect to the internet, the repository and work manager, and design for everyone. Then we will design a functional app from scratch. As you can see, the right hand side, these pathways also have badges that you can earn by completing these pathways. And here's a surprise for you all. After you complete this track, you will be awarded with your own developer certificate for completing these jams successfully. The significance of this certificate is that it will show that you completed complex pathways of developing Android apps, and now you know how to build an app from scratch. So, starting off with the main session. For installing the Android Studio, what you will need is a computer running Windows or Linux, or a Mac running macOS, and make sure that your system meets the latest system requirements. You can check out the latest system requirements in the given link. Then you need several gigabytes of free storage disk space for installing and running Android Studio, its plugins and emulators. And these last 2 points are for running emulators. So those who don't want to run their apps on their physical device, they can run it on the emulators as well. Now, what you will have to do is download the Android Studio, install it, and start and configure it correctly for your specific device and for your needs, so that it works fluently in your system. And for emulation, you have to set up a virtual machine environment so that your apps can run in the virtual machine environment. So let's start with the Android Studio setup. So these are the 2 links. The first one is download. So you have to go to this link and download the Android Studio. Now I will do one thing. I will switch to a sandbox and I will show you how exactly to do that. Here. So first we will go to the Android Studio downloads page and we'll download the Android Studio. So this is the Android Studio download page. You have to just simply click on download Android Studio, and it will come up with a license agreement. You have to check it and then click the download Android Studio for Windows, or if you're running Linux or Mac, then it will show here for Linux or Mac OS. And then the download will begin. You can save the setup, and as it's downloading, we can see some features that are exclusive to Android Studio. You can find these features in no other IDE. So there is a visual layout editor. You can edit your apps and directly without any code. There's APK analyzer, and there's fast emulator, so you can emulate your apps directly. Then there is an intelligent code editor for fast coding. It completes or it auto completes the codes as you type. Flexible build system, real time profilers. As you go through the tracks, these features will become more and more intuitive. These are some videos on its official YouTube channel. First let it download, then we will install it. If you guys have any doubts, then you can share it in the chat box. We are open to solve it.
If anyone has any queries regarding, let's say, if anyone has queries regarding the solution setup, or if any tool not download the Android studio setup, but set it up using, what do you say, command line tools only. So feel free to ask such queries that you guys might be having, and Abhishek will be really grateful to you. Thank you, guys. And if anyone wants to ask more about what a Google developer's profile is, so Abhishek, and then what we can do is, tell you, to get started,
Yes.
we can share Google developer's profile, like if you have built one, or you can share to mine, I guess.
Yes. So is my screen visible now?
Yes, invisible.
Okay. So from here you can just simply type on the Google search Google developers profile. It will come in the first link. So it will first ask to create the Google developer profile. So you can click here and then create your own profile. But as I have already developed my profile, you can see here. Here is your details, your name, and where you study or work, and then your location. And you can also add your social media links and more links of your GitHub and LinkedIn, Stack Overflow if you have any, Twitter, Instagram, you can add any. And then lastly, there is a stats section where you can see all your badges on. So as you complete all the boot camps and all the study jams, your badges will be displayed right here. And you can also favorite them. I have not favorited them yet. So you can just tap on these and add to favorites. Then you can display them as your favorite badges. So this is the developer profile right now. They have not, it's still, as you can see here, it is still in beta version. So it's still under development. So the Android developers, the web developers are developing it constantly.
So once you have to complete all these 10 skill batches associated to programming experience track, or if you once you completed the 6 batches from associated with the video programming track, you will be get this over here, which would be a good way for you to showcase your participation in the Android Study Jams program, and that would be really beneficial for you guys to get involved into the program and complete it.
Yes.
So this is what the
Yeah, yeah. And
do
it
you,
will be, yeah, it will be very beneficial for future use only, also.
so is your okay, okay, so there's still time for that. So till then, let's see like how does the code lab work? Like if you could just open the Kotlin basics program, like
Yeah,
has it been downloaded?
yeah, it's downloaded, I think. I'm opening it right now.
Okay. Perfect.
As it's running in a sandbox, it will take some time. Wait a second. Yeah, here's the setup. So you just have to select all the default options. If you want to install the Android virtual device, that is the emulator, then you can take the option, or else if you don't want, then you can untick the option. See, the space required here is 2.7 GB. The default location is in your local disk C, program files. You can click install. This is for creating start menu folder. You can just create it, and then it will install everything. Now installing this setup doesn't take that much time, but after this and another setup opens that has to configure the Android Studio itself and then download all the Android SDK and the libraries and also the Kotlin language servers so that it can run the Kotlin programming language. The Android SDK is, the full form is Software Development Kit. So it has to download everything from every libraries and frameworks and the Android system so you can develop your apps efficiently on the Android Studio. And it can take some amount of time. So you have to be patient. And your internet connection has to be also somewhat good. If you have any queries till here, you can put it in the chat box. No problem.
Abhishek, so there's the question: what about the new version of Android is different than the beta version?
Can you repeat, please? Wait.
So what about the new version of Android Studio that is different than beta version?
So the beta version and the stable version are two different versions because the features that are not tested yet at a very large level uh, are first available in the beta version, and then when the testing happens and everything is fine and everything works, then they're available in the stable version. So there's a difference in that, and there are also versions available, the canary versions and the developer versions. Those are two different other versions. So this is the difference mainly. It's completed. Start Android Studio. Okay, this is two more setups. So now it will learn the configuration. So as there is no previous installation, you click on do not import any other settings, then OK. It will start the Android Studio. This is some dialog box about data sharing and usage statistics. So if you don't want, you can just click on don't send, and you can also send the usage statistics to Google. I recommend clicking on don't send. So here is your setup wizard in the welcome page. So just click next. You will be greeted with two installation types, the standard and the custom. For beginners, I will go with standard. You can also select custom and tweak some settings according to your device's needs. So we are going with standard settings. Then it will present you with two options. The theme, the Dracula theme, that's the dark theme, and the light theme. You can select any of these and click next. Then it will show how much actual space it will take after downloading it. So these are the spaces that will be downloaded, and then after extraction, these are the spaces that are available. So after everything is done, you click on finish, and it will start downloading and installing. As it will take a heavy amount of time, we're not going to do that in this meeting. And after this, you just click the finish button, and it will just finish the installation, and you can start the Android Studio. Okay, so we will move on to the next part. Wait a second, sharing the slide now again. Okay, so moving on. Configuring the IDE. So configuration for low memory machines. So this configuration can be done for lower end machines with limited physical access memory. You can reduce the maximum heap size to 512 MB. You can enable the power saver mode. It's in the file section. You can debug on a physical Android device instead of an emulator, because emulator takes another a chunk of very large physical memory. You can disable parallel compilation. The links are available in the last of the slides, so you can check out those links. Then you can also optimize Android Studio performance on Windows. The Windows Defender takes a very huge amount of the CPU cycles, so you have to check out this link for optimizing it for Windows. Moving on to the emulator setup. The emulator setup for virtual Android devices is the step that is optional, and if you want to run the apps on your physical Android devices, you can skip this step. These are the two links you can go on. The first one is the Android emulator setup, that you can go on and set up your emulator. And then there is managing AVDs, that is Android virtual devices. These are the additional links you can go on and help yourself. The three last one are the yes.
Abhishek, let's do one thing. All the links that you share slides right now.
Yes.
So let's just drop them at event like that will help. Or we'll do what we can do is we can share this slide like two. So
yes,
that would be more convenient, I guess.
Yes, of course. So yeah, we'll be sharing these presentations with you all, and I will be posting a link in the social media, so you can go and check out the links. Okay, so anyone has any queries, you can ask them now. Feel free to ask any doubts or any queries regarding this installation process and the physical memory, the usage that it takes. If anyone has any.
So yeah, we should I think we can conclude the event. Yeah, we'll be sharing the link of a WhatsApp group. So I just do one thing. We have an Android WhatsApp group available. I'll be rolling out an event registration link really soon. So you just have to bring your particulars so that we can stay up to date with what you guys are up to, like what's the progress of your event, of how what's the progress in your Android study. So this is all from all our side. Thank you so much for
thank you,
being my
Devansh.
speaker for today. And so I'll be sharing the slide deck for the and I'll just share that in the Google Meet, and I'll also share it over WhatsApp group in case anyone sees it. This program is brought to you by Google Developers and the Developer Student Club. So it's a really great program for you guys to get involved into so that you can learn a lot of Kotlin. And the current market situation is that a lot of users are available on the Kotlin side because, on the Android side or the mobile app development sides. Learning Kotlin would give you a lot of edge over other people since it encourages you to learn a lot about native app development. And most of the Android apps, apart from being designed on different frameworks like Flutter or React Native, need to interact with the Kotlin code at times because most of the libraries aren't available. Some of the libraries may not be available on the Flutter side. So it would be really guys, it would be a really great opportunity for you guys to learn about Kotlin, about mobile app development with Kotlin, which this program covers in a lot of detail. Not only would you get a lot of experience and knowledge about Kotlin, mobile app development with Kotlin, but you'll be building your own apps that build and produce further. So, not only that, you would also be getting certificates for completing the program. You would be earning skill badges to showcase and share amongst your peers. So we highly encourage you guys to part in this program, and thank you all for joining us today evening. It was wonderful to have you guys here. And if there are any, feel free to drop them in the chat room, and Abhishek and I will more than happy to answer.